Just like the different number of rods, reels, lures, hooks, different kinds of terminal tackle, fishing line. There's so many variables when it comes to our sport. How do you narrow it down? Well, it's not any different when you're talking about knots. Everybody and their brother has a different way of tying a knot for different situations. What are the real knots? What ones work best? It doesn't matter. Here are 3 basic knots you need to go out and fish with any kind of fishing line. Let's start with fluorocarbon. So you take your main line and you run it through the eye of either the leader or the lure that you want to attach. You double it back onto itself and you wrap the tag 7 times around the main line. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You then take the tag end and put it back through the hole that you created at the eye of the hook. You wet it to stop friction from melting the line and you cinch it down. That is as easy as it gets, and that is the angler's knot or the fisherman's knot. You can use that knot for monofilament and for fluorocarbon, but you can't use it for braid. So there is a knot that we use for braid called the Palomar knot. And the Palomar knot is, again, very simple to do. You take your line and you double it over. You have a tight loop at the end. Take your tight loop and pass it through the eye of the lure or the hook. You then do an overhand knot with the top of the loop that you've created, and you bring it down toward the eye. Now what you want is you want the loop to be long enough such that you can pass the lure through the loop without compromising the knot. Next thing is you hold the main line and the tag end and you slowly cinch it down. You pull tight and you pull the main end only, wet it, and it locks into place. You cut off your tag end and that is your Palomar knot. Now what if you're fishing braid and fluorocarbon together? There is a knot that you can use to tie the two together such that it won't slip. So this knot is used to tie braid and fluorocarbon or braid and monofilament together, or any 2 different diameter lines. So if you've got 2 kinds of fluorocarbon that you want to tie together, or 2 types of mono, or what have you. It's very simple. You take one end of the line and lay it against the other end of the line. You then do an overhand knot, passing both the tag end and the line through the circle that you've created, and you do that 3 times. Then you simply wet your knot and cinch it tight and cut off your tag ends, and that's how you can effectively attach a fluorocarbon leader to a braid main line. It's great, it's perfect. So those 3 knots are the only knots that you need to be able to fish with fluorocarbon, braid, and monofilament line.